Hello and welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. Well, this is the second part of my July garden tour. If you saw the first part, which I put up a couple of days ago, you will know that I've decided to split my tour into several chunks, just so that I don't end up with a huge long video that everyone gets bored with and gives up with part of the way through. So the first video I showed you around the deck and what was growing on and around there. And today I am going to show you the patio. Now, the patio area is not an area that we use for sitting in at the moment. We actually use a separate area of the garden for sitting in. So actually a lot of the area, including the seating area, is taken up with plants at the moment. But you'll see that when I show you around. So to get to the patio, you just walk down off the deck and dodge a hanging basket, and here we are at the patio area. So where to begin? Let's begin at this side. So on top of this handily located barbecue, we've got some Wodan beetroot seedlings that I transplanted not too long ago actually. So they are just sitting there, and we'll see if we can get some beets. We've got some other beetroot here. This is Chodja, so it's a little bit further on than the Wodan, but not doing much yet. And here we have a sunflower that's been chewed. This will be a big smile sunflower. Some basil that has not fared very well here because of the weather. It's just too cold and it's been too cold and breezy, so I'm just going to dispose of that. And similarly, there's some beetroot here that didn't do very well, so that is just getting pulled out. And then in this corner we have a little raspberry, which I got some nice rasps from earlier. There's a strawberry behind it, and this is the sort of area of shame. This lovely little cherry died, so that will need to get pulled out, which is a shame. It was a really nice one, but that's, I don't know, 5 years it's been going strong, but for some reason it's just turns up its, what's the expression? Turned up its nose. No. Anyway, it's died. Lurking, still not found a good place to show this off. It's my favourite heuchera, and it just is still looking fantastic. There's some more basil there that's got to go, so that will get cleared away. I probably should have waited till I'd cleared this away before I did the video, but hey ho. On the table here we have quite a lot happening. We've got another sunflower. This one is Big Smile again. These are Blue Lake green beans, which are doing quite happily, just in a small pot that, so there'll just be a little modest crop on that one I think, but I've got some more in other parts of the garden. I've sowed some on the 11th of July, as you can see, some Eskimo carrots. I've got a few pots of those. Then I've got this lovely begonia, which is an orange one. You see it's starting to happen. And then a couple of pots that have predominantly marigolds in, the African marigolds, but there's a little sunflower there as well. And here's Colin coming to say hello. Hi, Colin. Oh, he's not speaking now. Okay. Then over in the corner here, we had a lovely little crop of a lovely little crop of strawberries from this hanging basket of strawberries. Then down here we have a couple of dahlias. This lovely one here is, sorry, I'm going around another plant, is flowering. As you can see, it's a beautiful peach colour. And, oh, can I see the label? That's a new one this year, I think, that one. as is this one here, which isn't yet flowering but will. And then we have a cheeky little sunflower just sitting here too. I probably need to swap them round so the sunflower is behind the dahlias. I'll do that shortly. Hi Colin, are you following me round? Yes. Okay, so that's one corner done. And then if I just swing round, sorry, it's a bit windy. Now I mostly had potatoes in this area, but my first and second earlies, but most of them are out now. I think I've got a couple of pots of Estima still lurking in there and one of Picasso, which is a main crop. But here we have some more carrots, Autumn King. So they're doing okay. And then there's some more Eskimo carrots sown in there just recently. Another sunflower. And then some more dahlias. So there's a couple of dahlias here. I can see this label. This is dark dahlia, Great Silence, this one. And this one is Black Cat Chat Noir, I believe. Is it? Yes, it is, Chat Noir. So that will be a dark one when it comes out. And then we've got a beautiful little one here. This is Delegria tricolor. So 3-colour dahlia. And I think that's just absolutely gorgeous, don't you? Look at that one. Almost coming out. And then we've got some Autumn King carrots there. These went in after the other ones. They're looking a bit flat because they had a little water there. There's a bit of a gap there. I'll maybe see if I've got some more seedlings. That's not a carrot there, is it? Nope. And neither's that. Then we've got a couple of Brussels sprouts that I've put into big tubs. See if I can, never tried it before, no idea whether I'll be successful or not. Knowing me, I won't, but we'll try. So here's a couple of Trafalgar Brussels sprouts. And I've got more of those dotted about the garden. Different locations, so I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket to see if I can get the right location to grow them in. And then we've got some sunflowers here. I think this is some of the Hilda's mix that Alan at Doncora's Plots gave me this year. Excuse me. And this is a volunteer sunflower that you see is actually it's in a trough that I grew some primroses in. But I thought, well, I'll just let you go, and popped a little cane in and we'll see what happens. And then just down here, I have put in now these. There's 2 pots of Rudbeckia. They're called Prairie Glow, and I did actually buy these in a wee job lot from an online nursery. So there are quite a lot in these pots, but I'm not quite sure what size they're going to get to. But it's 2 pots of Prairie Glow Rudbeckia. And then we have some calendula, and I think this is Archshades. This is from my saved seed. And then down here we have nothing. And at the back here we've got, it's a little solitary potato that I took out of my vegetable rack in the kitchen and I popped in a pot just to see what would happen. The compost has gone down a bit. I definitely should have topped that up a little bit. But it's flowering. So you never know, might get the odd 1 or 2 potatoes. Did it for a laugh really. A little sunflower here, or it was, but you'll notice that there's no head on it. It got blown off. It lost its head. So that is a pot that I can reuse for something else. And then here, yuck. Was meant to be a tomato that I could grow in a hanging basket. It looks very uncomfortable. Got the odd little tomato on it, but then it's dying off. Don't think it's blight, but it's just not happy. I don't think it wanted to be in this hanging basket after all. So I'll probably just take this out and I'll use the hanging basket for something else, because Real estate is at a premium in this garden, as anyone who's watched my videos knows. Right, so that's sort of stuff on the patio. But if we just look over here, we've got 2 beds, 2 sleeper beds just at the edge of the patio. Now this one here, I did have my onions in, and today I've just put some well-rotted manure in there, and leaving that, and I'm going to use that for some cabbages, which, well, some I've sown, and I also bought a few little cabbage seedlings. So I've got 10 that I bought in, and then we'll see how many that I get from what I grow. I won't obviously put them all in there. Again, I'm going to try and put some of them in pots to see how that goes. So that's the bed just ready. And then we've got some kale there. A friend of mine gave me some lovely kale seedlings, so it's doing okay. It's looking a wee bit pale, so I put some more, just sort of mulched with some well-rotted manure there to see if that would help. And then in this one here, I had purple sprouting broccoli that I grew very, very carefully all over winter time, and it grew me fantastic plants, but no purple sprouting broccoli. No actual broccoli to speak of. So they were eaten mostly by the chickens, and that's just some weeds you see in there. And this is going to be, now what was this going to be? This is going to have garlic in it. So it's not got anything in it at the minute. It's July, August. I'll maybe put some radish and bits and pieces in there, I think, in advance of having garlic in here in October, November time. And behind that, need to do a bit of weeding. You can see some of my celery. I am so chuffed. I think that looks great. I've never grown celery before. If you saw my first July tour, the one off the deck, you'll see I have a pot of celery there, same celery, and here I've got it in a little trough. So I'll just do a quick bit of weeding there actually, but I think that looks splendid. Had some garlic in here, a couple there that I've not picked yet. It was pretty small, to be fair. I've not had a very good year for garlic. I think it's because we didn't really have much in the way of cold weather over the beginning of the year. I remember scraping my car twice, maybe. Really, not a lot. Certainly less than 5 times, and certainly substantially less than 5 times. We didn't really get very freezing weather, and I think that's why I haven't had any decent garlic to speak of, to be fair. Very small, and a lot of it hasn't split. Boo. That's been one of my disappointments over the piece, but never mind. If I just move round here, we've got some more calendula that I've popped in this little trough. And I suppose we can count this dahlia as being around the around the deck as well. This is one that I grew from seed last year. This is Bishop's Children, I believe. Am I right in saying that? I think that, yeah, that is the one I grew last year, because there's actually 2 in there. You can see one that's very dark leaves and one that's slightly lighter. They're Bishop's Children, and it's quite happy to come back again this year, which I'm pleased to see. And then finally, because it's around this raised bed, we've got some leeks that I grew from seed. Sorry, there's stuff all over the place. And this is leek elephant. I'll just keep growing it on to see if I can actually get some decent sized leeks out of it. And I have some leek seedlings that I bought that will be arriving in the next couple of weeks for another batch of leek that I will put into another bed to grow over the autumn and winter. But these are leeks that I grew from seed myself. So I think that is the patio, and as you can see, there's not really any space to sit on it, but that's fine because we've got another seating area that we use for now. But it's all very busy. I'm thinking as I walk round that it would be nice to maybe organise it a bit better, maybe get some of my dahlias together so that I can get more of a display. And I may well do that So watch this space, and I will show you that as I do it. Because I think in some ways I like having things dotted about, because you get little dots of colour everywhere. But in other ways you get more of an impact if you see a big collection of flowers or particular types of plant together. So we shall see. But anyway, thank you very much for watching this little tour, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you have. I'd love to hear your comments on what you've seen, and if you haven't already subscribed, please click the subscribe button. I'd love to have you along for the journey. And I think I'll call a halt for now, but thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye bye for now.